Yeah,
the
but he's
best.
representing that I told him something I didn't say. He's representing that to our community corrections. I'm not having it.
Welcome back, everyone. Buckle up because today's case takes us deep into a legal showdown where travel, tether rules, and courtroom patience collide hard. What starts as a routine check-in quickly spirals into a judge's fury when one defendant takes permission to travel and turns it into a road trip across half the country. The tension is real, the stakes are high, and the excuses, well, you'll hear them for yourself. Watch closely for how the defense scrambles to control the narrative, how the prosecution pushes back, and how the judge lays down boundaries louder than a gavel strike. Let's get into
When I let people travel, I let people go where they want to go. The circumstances were given to this court. He said he lives in Texas. He wanted to go to Texas. I was going to allow him to reside in Texas. Come to find out, he never went to Texas. He's somewhere else, a few thousand miles from Texas, and just is there and trying to give me some excuse. I'm not having it. He needs to get himself back to the state of Michigan. If he doesn't want to get himself back to the state of Michigan, we will come and get him. A bench warrant's going to issue for the defendant's failure to appear. No bond. So you better get here before we get to you.
Court calls the case of the people versus Devon. Is it Galliard?
Ready, Your Honor. And good afternoon to you and your staff, Your Honor. Attorney Maxwell Dubin, P number 86012 on behalf of Mr. Galliard.
Ma'am or sir, where's your client?
My client is currently in Georgia. I'm ready to address everything on the record here today, Your Honor.
Well, is he here?
He's
there
not
he
here.
Is right there.
Yeah, he's
I
on
see.
Zoom, Your Honor.
Sir, state your name.
Devon Galliard.
All right, why don't we address that?
Okay, pause right here. This is where everything starts unraveling. The judge is already annoyed because the defendant was supposed to be in Texas, the one location explicitly discussed in court. But now we've got Georgia in the mix, which was never approved. This is a huge legal problem because when you're on Tether, your freedom depends on exact compliance with location restrictions. Even a misunderstanding can look like deception. And notice how the attorney is trying to frame this as inexperience or confusion, while the judge makes it crystal clear the defendant never went to Texas at all. What do you think? Genuine mistake or a convenient excuse? Drop your thoughts in the comments.
But if I may, Your Honor, so evident from the information that defense has received and I've received, my client does and currently still does live in Texas, Your Honor. Again, he's never been in this situation before. That being said, he is monitored on a tether. I believe he, for lack of a better term, a misunderstanding where he was under the impression that since he's returning to Texas and is going to eventually move closer to Michigan, being Georgia, that he was able to go there while being monitored. Again, I would just point out this is not
But counsel, no. He never went to Texas. He said, I watched the video when I got this, and you guys he indicated he was going to Texas. There was nothing about Georgia, North Carolina, or any other thing. Nothing.
And I do understand that, Your Honor. My client's not sitting here trying to deceive you or the court, and he was very upfront and honest with the Tether people when they asked, and he did talk to them with the Tether company. He was not trying to hide anything. And I can completely understand the court's frustration with that. And I just would like to say that is not my client's intent. He does not have a history of skipping court, and the only reason I had him appear and as stated in court prior, if you do remember, but I know you deal with a lot of cases, so I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't. He was even willing to buy plane tickets to fly back and forth through the onset of this case. So I would just like this court to know, Your Honor, that my client is not trying to avoid anything and avoid you or the court or this case in any way, shape, or form, Your Honor, or disobey you for that matter.
Ms. Linda.
Your Honor, I have concerns given that, one, he was not permitted to appear on Zoom today. That was revoked given this report. I also have concerns given that the representations that were made was that he was going to be living in Texas. He never goes to Texas, starts residing somewhere else, and he doesn't come back for this hearing that he was supposed to be in person for today. And he's facing very serious charges. I have concerns that he's just out and about across the country. I originally wasn't comfortable with him even going to Texas, and I'm even more uncomfortable with the arrangement.
So, and I have a problem, counsel, when, as indicated in the community corrections report, he told them that he was permitted to travel to Texas to get his things and that he could stay in Georgia. That was never talked about, not at all. And outside of the fact that even if it was, he's not just in Texas, he's in South Carolina, North Carolina, he's all over the the southern eastern seaboard, with the exception of Florida. At least we don't have him there. And he's just going about his own, doing whatever he wants to do. And Mr. Dundas right. Once we get this, his permission to appear via Zoom was revoked. He needed to be here in person. He is not.
This is the moment the judge's patience snaps, and honestly, you can't blame her. From her perspective, she granted a privilege permission to reside in Texas, and instead the defendant bounced through multiple states like a travel vlogger on tour. That undermines trust, and trust is the foundation of pretrial freedom. Notice how the prosecutor emphasizes not just the travel, but the fact that he skipped an in-person hearing after his Zoom privileges were revoked. That's a major red flag. The defense tries to repair the damage, but at this stage, the judge sees a pattern: disobedience, inconsistency, and misrepresentation. If you were the judge here, would you believe this was all a misunderstanding?
Not here.
If I can speak for myself, I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was just, the reason why I didn't because I did my household goods virtually, and they was gonna send my stuff here. So I wanted to save money and stay here in Georgia.
You don't have the permission of the court to be in Georgia.
That's my apologies. I wasn't tracking that. I was trying to make it easier so I can be closer here to, if I need to go to court, I could be here with my mother and I could just go from here to Michigan. Because I did, when you said that, as long as I'm on this tether, I can go anywhere I need to go. As long as I don't go anywhere near Texas. No, you did say that. You did say that.
No, Mr. Galliard, I'm gonna, and Your Honor, if I may, I don't mean to interrupt you, but
yes, go ahead.
I've talked with my client. My client is taking full responsibility. I have talked to him about this today. He completely understands the frustration with the court, and that just because you're given permission to travel does not mean you can go wherever you want. He is understanding of that, Your Honor. I assure you that. And
but he's representing that I told him something I didn't say. He's representing that to our community corrections. I'm not having it. When I let people travel, I let people go where they want to go. The circumstances were given to this court. He said he lives in Texas. He wanted to go to Texas. I was going to allow him to reside in Texas. Come to find out, he never went to Texas. He's somewhere else, a few thousand miles from Texas, and just is there and trying to give me some excuse. I'm not having it. He needs to get himself back to the state of Michigan. If he doesn't want to get himself back to the state of Michigan, we will come and get him. A bench warrant's going to issue for the defendant's failure to appear. No bond. So you better get here before we get to you. I'm done.
And Your Honor, my client can turn himself in at any point. We can readdress this when he comes back.
We will be more than happy to take him.
Okay, Your Honor. I will speak with my client and arrange his return, Your Honor.
Court calls the case, People versus Haley Garcia.
And good afternoon, Your Honor. Attorney Maxwell Dubin, P number 86012 on behalf of Ms. Garcia, who appears via Zoom.
Ms. Garcia, can you state your name, please? Oh, you're muted, ma'am.
And that concludes today's intense courtroom session. Here's the big picture. The judge issued a bench warrant with no bond, meaning the defendant must return to Michigan immediately or face arrest across state lines. The court made it clear that travel privileges are strictly conditional and must match the exact terms given, no exceptions. Meanwhile, the next case shows the contrast. Another defendant who followed the rules, appeared properly, and received a simple adjournment. This is a textbook example of how compliance, or lack of it, can shape the entire course of a case. If you found this breakdown as shocking as we did, hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.
I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. State
And
your
just for
name.
the record, Your Honor,
Haley
Ms.
Garcia.
Garcia, and she is in Michigan, Your Honor, just for the record.
Well,
Yeah.
50% isn't bad, counsel. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, what are we doing?
Your Honor, I was going to ask for, I am in receipt of discovery. I'm going to ask for a brief adjournment or whenever the court sees fit for plea negotiation reasons, Your Honor. And
All
my
right.
client is prepared to waive her 21-day rule if necessary here today.
That's fine. I'll grant the adjournment. Probable cause conference, will the 11th work for you, counsel?
The 11th will work for me, Your Honor.
Adjourn this to December 11th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond will continue. Thank you. Thank you, Ms.
Thank
Garcia.
you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good to see you. I appreciate
Good
you.
to see you, sir. All right. Thank you.